For years, the supersport world seemed dead. Yamaha killed off the R6 for the streets, Honda buried the CBR 600RR in most markets, and Suzuki practically forgot the GSX-R 600 even existed. People said the 600 cubic centimeters era was over, gone, outdated, irrelevant. But Kawasaki refused to surrender. They came out swinging with a machine that shocked the entire industry, the 2026 ZX-6R. And make no mistake, this wasn't just a product launch. It was a statement, a rebellion, a slap in the face to a world obsessed with regulations, hybrids, and quiet, soulless machines. From the moment it was unveiled, the 2026 ZX-6R split opinions right down the middle. Some called Kawasaki stubborn, clinging to the past while everyone else moved on. Others saw it as a heroic act, a reminder of what real motorcycles used to feel like. And after seeing it, hearing it, and riding it myself, I can tell you this isn't just a bike. It's a message to the world that says, we're not done yet. The design alone screams defiance. The new ZX-6R looks like a predator ready to pounce. The front end borrows heavily from the ZX-10R, Kawasaki's WSBK monster. Sharp LED eyes, subtle aerodynamic winglets, a sculpted tank, and an angular tail that looks like it was cut by a katana. Every inch of this bike has purpose and attitude. You don't ride the ZX-6R quietly. You announce your arrival. But beneath the beautiful design lies controversy. Because in an era where manufacturers are downsizing engines to twin cylinders and chasing efficiency, Kawasaki doubled down on the four-cylinder formula. A 636 cubic centimeters inline-four, refined and recalibrated for 2026, still sits at its heart. And that decision alone made headlines. Some praised it as an act of passion. Others mocked it as outdated, irresponsible even. But the truth is, no twin can replicate the scream of a Kawasaki Forte. When you fire it up, it doesn't hum, it growls. Twist the throttle and the revs climb like a rocket. At 10,000 revolutions per minute, the sound pierces through the air like an electric shock. And at full throttle, it's chaos, pure, glorious chaos. That symphony of mechanical fury reminds you why we fell in love with motorcycles in the first place. Kawasaki didn't build this engine to fit in. They built it to wake the world up. Of course, this isn't just an old-school monster revive. The 2026 ZX-6R is loaded with modern tech. A new 4.3-inch full-color TFT display, Bluetooth connectivity through the Radiology app, a bidirectional quickshifter, 3-level traction control, and selectable power modes all bring it into the digital age. Critics say that technology kills the soul of riding, but Kawasaki found the sweet spot, where performance meets emotion. You still feel the raw connection between your hand and the throttle, but now with the intelligence of modern electronics backing you up when things get wild. When I first threw a leg over it, that old spark came rushing back. That nervous excitement that only a true supersport can give you. The riding position, the firm seat, the precise throttle, it all feels familiar yet evolved. The engine doesn't hit as hard down low as it used to, but once it crosses 9,000 revolutions per minute, the world starts to blur. It's not just fast, it's intoxicating. Kawasaki smoothed out the mid-range for daily usability, but when you let it scream, it's like being shot from a cannon. It's that rush, that raw, unfiltered feeling of life that no electric motor will ever replicate. The Showa SFFBP suspension and fully adjustable rear shock do their job perfectly. On twisty roads, the bike feels telepathic, like it knows where you want to go before you even lean. On the track, it's stable and confidence-inspiring, even when you push it to the edge. The cornering-sensitive ABS, radial monoblock calipers, and 310mm discs give you precise braking feedback, letting you attack corners harder than ever. It's not just fast. It's balanced, refined, and brutally efficient. Still, here's where the controversy gets real. Many riders, even Kawasaki fans, questioned whether launching a 600 cubic centimeters Supersport in 2026 made sense. With environmental laws tightening, the market shifting toward naked bikes and touring machines, and young riders chasing comfort over aggression, the ZX-6R feels like a rebel in the wrong era. But maybe that's exactly the point. Because the ZX-6R isn't trying to please everyone. It's not built for casual riders or city commuters. It's built for those who still crave connection, danger, and adrenaline. For the few who still believe that motorcycles aren't about convenience, they're about emotion. When I rode it through the city, it was manageable, surprisingly civil at low speeds, thanks to its smooth throttle response. But let's be honest, the ZX-6R doesn't belong in traffic. It belongs on empty highways, mountain passes, and racetracks. It begs to be pushed, leaned, and unleashed. Every time you ride it calmly, it feels like you're holding back a wild animal. And yes, it's not perfect. The seating position is aggressive. After an hour of riding in the city, your wrists and back will start to complain. The heat from the engine reminds you that you're sitting on a piece of high-performance machinery, not a commuter scooter. But that's the beauty of it. The ZX-6R doesn't compromise. It's unapologetic, raw, and alive. Kawasaki knows they won't sell thousands of these. They know the ZX-6R won't outsell the Z900 or the Ninja 400. But they built it anyway, not because the market demanded it, but because passion demanded it. This is a motorcycle made not for everyone, but for those who still believe motorcycles should make you feel something. Some critics call that arrogance. They say Kawasaki is selling nostalgia, not innovation. But they're wrong. The ZX-6R 2026 isn't nostalgia. It's resistance. It's a middle finger to the corporate world of sanitized, quiet, eco-friendly machines. It's proof that emotion still has a place in engineering. Riding this bike feels like rebelling against the future itself. The moment you twist the throttle and hear that engine scream, you remember why motorcycles became icons of freedom, not appliances of transport. Every shift, every lean, every vibration. It's a reminder that machines once had souls. Technically, the ZX-6R is brilliant. The chassis is tight and responsive, the electronics subtle yet effective, and the build quality feels premium. But beyond the specs, this bike delivers something no spreadsheet can measure: goosebumps. That's what Yamaha's R6 used to do. That's what the CBR 600RR once represented. And now, in 2026, only Kawasaki has the guts to keep that feeling alive. The weight sits at around 196 kilograms wet, but it feels lighter than that. The balance is impeccable, the handling precise. The bike dives into corners willingly and rockets out of them with purpose. You can feel the front suspension compress just enough to let you know it's alive. Not numb, not over-assisted, but raw feedback from the road straight into your body. And when you finally stop and take your helmet off, there's a sense of satisfaction that few bikes can deliver. It's not just about going fast. It's about the journey, the connection, the sound, the chaos, the art. Kawasaki didn't just build another 600 cubic centimeters bike. They resurrected a dying breed and gave it a future. Let's talk price. Because yes, that's another controversy. In some markets, the 2026 ZX-6R costs nearly as much as an entry-level leader bike. People complain that it's overpriced, that it doesn't make sense to buy a 600 when you can get a 1,000 cubic centimeters for similar money. But those people don't get it. This isn't a numbers game. The ZX-6R isn't about value. It's about purity. If you're comparing it to a ZX-10R, you've already missed the point. The ZX-6R is about the experience, not the EGO.AT.